Finally, as you can see, I got more wood chips. I want to address a lot of the issues that people have online or in my comments about using wood chips as a base for your soil. The biggest issue is that people claim that all the wood steals the nitrogen from your plants. Now this is kind of true, but not entirely. It takes a lot of nitrogen to start breaking down the wood, but a lot of that breakdown from the wood chips happens at the top layers, not so much as the layer where the root of the plant is. And it's not an entire loss of nitrogen either. Think of it as a lien or a loan. The wood steals some of it for a time, then once it's broken down and it goes further down in layer, it gives it back to the soil. You could think of this whole thing as a nitrogen cycle, where the nitrogen slowly holds on and then releases later. And if you supplement the area where your plant is growing with rich compost or animal manure, you're just helping compensate for a lot of that loss that happened. And over time, the underneath layers become a really rich nutrient place for your plants to grow. And it's been said a lot that growing in wood chips, you'll see the best yields after about year 3 because all the wood chips have broken down, kept a lot of that nitrogen into the lower layers and made the entire environment really rich. So the wood chips work like giant sponges. And a huge benefit to having wood chips in your garden is that it keeps the ground moist and giving of water over a period of time, making it so that you should barely ever have to water. It not only regulates the soil temperature in both winter and summer, it also gives the water through a slow process, which is exactly what you could hope for. Wood or wood chips are like straws, a bunch of little fibers, and they don't release water out their sides. They only release it out of their tips, which is why they hold on to it for so long. You can almost think about that same thing when it comes to their nitrogen. As they break down, they take some of that nitrogen, just like it takes away some of the water holding it in. And then over time, it releases that nitrogen back into the soil, allowing everything to become really rich and awesome. But wood chips even have another secret weapon that's not just about water and temperature regulation. Wood and wood chips are an incredible source of fungus. You don't get that amount of fungus load just from your compost. A lot of that comes from your wood chips. This is one reason why we see a lot of, it's called dog vomit fungus. I don't know the actual term for it, but that's what it's known as, because it looks like dog throw up on your wood chips, and that's just the fungus that comes that's inside of the wood chips. And wood chips are a hotbed, an array, so many types of different funguses, and most of them are incredible for your plants. Fungus is amazing, and these creatures form a bond or a partnership with your plants, and the fungus actually helps them access the nitrogen that's readily available in the soil. So in a wood chip setting, you're actually creating a fungal rich environment that enhances the nitrogen availability in your plants. So don't fear the wood chips inside of your garden, especially when you're doing it right. They're an incredible asset to building a nitrogen-rich, moisture-retaining environment. If you have any questions or concerns, let's talk about it in the comments, or if you have any experience of doing this yourself. I actually spend a lot of time posting on Instagram. You may see the shorts that I post here. Those also go to Instagram, but I also post stories on Instagram all the time. So you can follow me over there with the same name, Little Farmland. And we just hit 1,000 subscribers over here. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you've been giving me and the comments. I could never expect how much information you get from just the comments of YouTube until I started posting. So thank you for your input, and thank you for following as we go through this journey of changing this soil to a habitable spot for growing food, and that we just have so much other stuff to do on this farm. And I'll be sharing a little bit more on me actually doing the work of growing this garden so that we can have it ready for summer. Hopefully, it's taking a little bit more time to get these wood chips than I hoped for. And before I go, if I have to, I'll go to the city and get a bunch of free wood chips, but I don't really want to because I don't know the quality of chips or the places that they're coming from. I don't want the wood chips to be sprayed with a bunch of chemicals or mixed with a bunch of stuff from cities where they're spraying pesticides or herbicides. These wood chips are coming from 2 arborists that I've gotten in contact with, and they dump off as much as they can when they can. And I know the quality, I know where they're coming from, they know what I'm doing this for, so they're making sure that they're only bringing me the stuff that's suitable for me. And so it's something, if you're considering doing wood chips, keep that in mind also. Know the quality and where you're getting them from. And you could get free wood chips just by calling arborists or your city or county, because here in the East, a lot of counties have cleanup crews for a lot of the downed trees, and they end up with mulch, and those go into piles. And a lot of them want to give away and not hold on to all of this wood chip. If that's the route you want to take, see if your city's doing that, or even better, call an arborist. Can't wait to see you again.